94.3 Radio 1, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's what you're tuned into. It's true. All this music is lovely in it. And of course, there's recorded music and there's live music and then there's something that, imitates the beat of the heart and giving you the life that music gives you. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? And now that the restrictive fencing of technology is gone, we've got people in our studio and these people have these fancy instruments and they've got these fancy voices, and when they sing, it's like a piece of heaven. And that's why we've got the Tapi project with us. Hi guys.
Hello, how are you?
Enthusiastic hellos. That's a lovely way to start, isn't it? And of course, since this is radio and and people can't see your faces, probably a good idea for them to recognize the voices, no? So why don't you introduce yourselves and what you do with the Tapi project?
Hello, this is Swati Minakshi.
This is Yogi. I play the guitar.
I'm Biju. I play keyboards and
This is Gaurav. I play percussions and drums, and I take care of the sound. Yogi writes the lyrics.
Yogi writes the lyrics as well. And Swati thought, everyone knows I sing, so why say it as well? And since, we have this meal of music that we are serving to people, it's only right that they taste it before they start talking about it.
Absolutely.
So why don't you sing us a song right at the beginning? What are you going to sing for us?
We're going to sing a song called Gumshuda.
Is there a story behind this? I like the thought process.
That's exactly the song about getting lost.
Getting lost.
Getting lost?
The song is about getting
Let's
lost.
get lost in the music then.
ओझल मस्त निगाहों में ढूंढूं चरागों में ओझल मस्त निगाहों में ढूंढूं चरागों में उलझा है समाजों में तकदीरों लकीरों में बिकता है समाजों में हाथों की लकीरों में गुमशुदा गुमशुदा समाजों में मुर्दा तू रिवाजों में खोया है समाजों में मुर्दा रिवाजों में गुमशुदा
project, ladies and gentlemen, the raw power of folksy tunes with the sophistication of the words that mean something. That's an important mix, isn't it? That's important to have the raw and the cooked, so to speak. So tell us, when did this fascination with music begin? When did Tapi project come together?
Yogi and I have been performing since 1998.
Wow. Okay. Last century.
Yeah, last century.
Fossilization. Okay, great. Or in fact, actually, that's how you make music. It has to brew, no? So it's been brewing for a while, no?
It's been.
So then what happened?
Yeah, then Swati came suddenly and we got lost actually.
Arrived on the scene, ekdam.
Yeah,
Boom.
absolutely. I was trying to sing before that,
Right.
and I realized that okay, I am not a singer at all.
Self-realization. The
Absolutely.
first step to eternal joy. No wonder it sounds so good.
So that's how the Tapi project was formed.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's 2015, I think.
It's a very interesting name. You want to tell us about how the name was chosen?
Actually, when we started composing, and one of the first songs we composed is called Tapi, and it has 21 names of River Tapi in it.
Right.
And that's what we kept the name as well.
Right. At a time when technology was all about getting a certain kind of speakers that would blow up, or when you went above a certain decibel level, to a time when technology is actually helping people express themselves in such wonderful ways, where music has literally become so accessible. How has that journey been? How have you seen the approach to making music change since the time you started? And has that influenced the way that you write your music?
Yeah, I think tools have become much more accessible, and that's where the saturation happens, because everybody start to make. There are a lot of plugins. There is a lot of ready-made stuff that you can make your music with.
Sure.
And that's where the real challenge starts. That how can you make your music different? How can you sound authentic? How can you sound new? And I think that's the path that we have chosen to go towards the unknown and just keep exploring, like things that we could not do. We push ourselves to do.
Right.
The technology definitely helped. Helped in terms of immediately arriving at the idea, which, making the idea into a sort of a big tree. So that's where technology is very helpful.
Right. But the heart needs to beat, no?
Absolutely. I mean, music.
And that's an analog beat, completely.
Exactly.
Music does not come from technology. It has to come from your being.
Yeah,
and that's
but it helps if you've got better access to instruments.
When we started in '99, even to get a decent mixer, in our city, decent guitar. I bought my first good guitar, first good guitar in 2000, maybe 6, 7, 8.
Right. Of course.
So that now this accessibility technology helps a lot.
Sure. There's also this thing about reduced attention spans of people, etc. And your music certainly tries to mean something. You truly believe that if you are making music, then it needs to mean something. Have you adapted to the 30-second reels and the 280 characters at all?
Not really.
We've been trying to. And we will struggle. And I think we choose to live that struggle. I think the fun is in that.
Right. Also, when you started, it was a very collaborative process. At that point of time, the whole music scene in that way was all about, yaar, mera guitar leke baja le, koi baat nahi, if you don't have one. It was all outward in that way. You were literally expressing your music. Progressively, and especially with the pandemic that's happened, it's gone a little inward. There are lots of people who are sitting in their drawing rooms, their living rooms, and they're making music for themselves, and people are consuming them also in the privacy of their homes.
Right.
Have you seen a shift in the way people listen to your music in that sense? And which one would you prefer?
I think we prefer people listening to our music, more than we making music for ourselves in our bedrooms, for sure. But I can't talk much about that. I mean, I'm sort of I'm pretty clueless in terms of how things are going out about in during pandemic. What it has done for us is
more importantly,
what it has done, that we have like Biju came in touch in pandemic, because it basically pushed us to do more music.
Sure.
Because there was no performance happening. Our tours, basically we tour a lot outside of India. Every year we go to Europe, and that stopped. And so it helped us climb new territories and unknown territories, so so to speak.
That's all of us together have now used too many words without having music underlays.
Absolutely.
So I think it's better if we sing a song as well to get the people into the mood again. What are you going to sing for us?
Yeah, so I think we are talking about a very suburban chaos, and we have a song called Suburban Zindagi, which is about the underlying chaos right in the belly of a city. So let's do that.
The pleasure and the pain. Take it away.
खेले छुपी जिंदगी बारिशों में गिली गिली सुबह जिंदगी संग आरज़ू है पहेलियों में हंसे हंसे तंग जिंदगी में बिखरे बिखरे दो जिंदगी उलझनों में सहमी सहमी शाम जिंदगी संग आरज़ू है जुस्तजू रवानी एक कहानी तंग जिंदगी पर्दों में खेल खेले छुपी जिंदगी बारिशों में गिली गिली सुबह जिंदगी दौड़े रे दौड़े रे दौड़े रे दौड़े रे लपट झपट आगे पीछे सास सींचे साची रोटी रोटी बोटी करवट बदले थमे ना थमे बहती जाए उड़ती जाए आरज़ू है जुस्तजू सपनों में बुलंद है तंग जिंदगी पर्दों में खेल खेले छुपी जिंदगी बारिशों में गिली गिली सुबह जिंदगी पर्दों में खेल खेले छुपी जिंदगी बारिशों में गिली गिली सुबह जिंदगी पर्दों में
Urban chaos as shown by tortured vocals. That's important. Yeah, chaos needs a voice, and sometimes that voice doesn't necessarily need to have the words. But when the words mean chaos itself, then I guess that's good food for thought. It's nice to have a meal of thought that's served up with the right music. The Tapi Project, ladies and gentlemen. Can people find you anywhere on the internet? I mean, they're listening to this and they're saying, "Oh, we must find people and all
Yeah,
that."
we are there
So,
on Instagram.
Okay,
The
what's it
handle
called?
is called The Tapi Project.
That's-
THETAPI
Thank you.
And we are there on YouTube as well.
So there, you'd have no excuse, not even bad spelling. Now you know the spelling, so you can find it. How easy or difficult is it to be a professional musician in a sphere like this? I mean, everyone's talking about the democratization of art. Everyone seems to be talking about the fact that everyone can go ahead and make the music, etc. Avenues seem to have opened up, but we are just talking from the outside. You are right there, slam bang in the middle of it. So tell us.
I think there are two ways to go about it. If you choose to do music, there is nothing gonna stop you. And financially, of course, there are a lot of challenges to it. And doing a music which, as you said right in the start, where when the music means something and people needs to invest themselves, that's where the span of attention creates a big issue now, where everybody's hooked to 30 seconds reel, and then we have a music which has depth and whatever, you have to listen to it, no?
Sure, absolutely.
So that's where the challenge lies. It's not a fast food music for sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, we love the hustle and the struggle.
Also, more importantly, do you think people are listening closely enough to what you're trying to say? Because somebody put it very, very coolly, right? That in today's times, people aren't really listening; they're waiting. Because they have a set idea in their heads, and you're actually trying to flesh out ideas through music. Do you think people are really listening to music?
I think they have to after a while because everything gets, everybody gets to a saturation where no matter what you have consumed, it doesn't make any difference to you because you are not growing if you are listening to music this way.
Right.
So you have to pay attention after a while. We are waiting for that time where people realize and start to, pay attention.
So I think you can get very comfortable with the noise. After a while, the music becomes noise, which it does. And whether you are happy being in a gutter, sort of, so to speak, or being in the noise, or you want to find an identity to your emotions.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there's of course a question that I desperately need to ask about the seduction of conformity, but I'm going to ask that a little later. I'm going to ask you to play one more song before that. So, ab kya ga rahe ho? What are we listening to next?
Haya ho.
I think let's go to the paradox of where even if we are far apart in terms of your head and your heart,
Right.
we are still one. So this song is about bringing everything together.
Excellent. और क्या वो एक हार्मोनिक से एक पीछे से आ गया था ना बिल्कुल एकदम बहुत सही क्या this is called Haya Ho, right?
नदिया मिले दरिया को, चंदा बुलाए दरिया को, चंदा की है ये चांदनी, चांदनी लिखे कहानी, चलो निकाल हैया हो, पतवा निकाल हैया हो, बाहों से बाया हो, सर पे रवानी हैया। जोरों पे है ये पानी, मौजों की मैं हूँ रानी, मछली की काय टोली, खेले है आँख में चोली, चलो निकाल हैया हो, पतवा निकाल हैया हो, कुछ पंछी आए हैया हो, चल हम उड़ जाए गरजा बरसा बादल बरखा, उनका दायरा बहका है कारवां, चलो निकाल हैया हो, पतवा निकाल हैया हो, कुछ पंछी आए हैया हो, चल हम उड़ जाए हैया
Like waves of melody washing over you. As this reminded me of the boat songs of yore. No, it's like the crests and the troughs of the waves. It's beautifully done.
That's good. It got inspired by that.
है ना? This is a very boat song feel to it.
It is.
Yeah. So if you are being washed over by these waves of melody. Remember, Instagram is where you can find them. The Tapi project.
Absolutely.
Social media is important.
It's
yeah.
the most important.
People will like, "Chal lagte kaise hai, dekh kaise hai." That's important as well. But I was talking about the seduction of conformity. Does it ever does the same old thing, does doing the comfort zone thing ever seem very seductive as an idea to you? Do you think कि हाँ यार मतलब वो covers कर ले और ये सब कर ले जिससे थोड़े पैसे ज़्यादा आ जाए types? Is there ever a thought of compromise because of the financials?
Nahin. In fact, the reverse. Finances have been in minus since 10 years now, and
Okay.
and we haven't done much of the covers yet.
And we are still going strong
We are
in the
very
direction.
So the conviction, the courage of
Yes.
conviction is still there.
Yes.
Yep, I think because it comes from within. This is more for not doing anything, but it just has to be like this. We have to express ourselves.
So what is, according to you, the future of independent music in the scenario that we are in right now?
I think it's getting better, and people want to listen to good music. And I think there is always a certain people who starts to walk in certain direction, and everybody starts following.
Right.
So
Right.
we are trying to get to those people who really understand it, and for that reason we have to put ourselves out, market, and reach out to them.
Yeah,
Sure.
we are trying ourselves really hard to reach out to people, and
Acha, and finally the big question, like what's your social media game like? Because a lot of people, there's a lot of musicians I've spoken to have also sort of said it quite straight out that there are a lot of people who are getting the attention for their music because of their marketing skills, because they're putting out music incessantly, and that might not be the best that they're putting out, but because they're putting out, they're top of the mind recall, and in today's day and age, out of sight means out of mind. So do you ever feel pressured with the social media game, with the social marketing game, to be out there, to be relevant? Is that a pressure that you ever feel?
I guess
Yeah,
every day.
That was a very sad karna hi to hai.
every day.
Suddenly we feel like we have a full-time job, which is to handle social media.
But does that ever hamper the process of music making?
Never.
कि मतलब करना ही है, so even if you're not feeling it, you're still sort of producing it?
No, but I mean the music we create has a distinct zone. I mean distinct boundary there's between social media and the music we do.
Okay.
So it never
And it's okay for you. It's okay with you. That's
Absolutely,
a
absolutely.
decision
Yeah,
that you're
that's
comfortable with.
Yeah.
I think the idea that we have to make the music as pure as possible, and then we'll try whatever we have to and see what happens. We
Okay.
are not trying to grab eyeballs for just sake of it.
It's about basically put it up the flagpole, let's see who salutes the flag.
Exactly.
हाँ?
Yeah.
ये बहुत ठीक है. So, bhai, this has been absolutely wonderful having had this conversation. But
Same
we are
here.
very greedy people. We don't let you go without that wonderful video that we'd all groove to. And of course, surprisingly, it happens to be a cover. But the thing with covers is that, of course, someone else has done it. But when you put your character to it, it just becomes a whole new song, does it not? Even though it's the same old song.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of a well done cover, I think. So, Wicked Game is the one that we saw. There's also Nina Simone, Feeling Good, that you do. We love for you to do the both of them for us. But if you can't, at least one is what we're hoping for. So what are you going to do for us?
Feeling good?
Let's do the feeling good, because we are feeling good.
Nah?
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. The scent of the bird, you know how I feel. And freedom, it's a mine, and you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Da-dam, dee-dam, dee-dam, dee-da-na. Ba-dam, dam, da. Ba-dam, dam, da. And I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good. Feeling
A take on Nina Simone with the low ends being propped up by the business end of a dholak. Now, where will you find that? I have the answer to that right here on 94.3 Radio 1, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't hear it, who's going to miss out is the question. But yeah, don't miss out on the Tapi Project's music. You can find them on Instagram, THETAPIPROJECT, so that spelling doesn't become an excuse for not finding their music. Thank you very much, guys. This has been absolutely wonderful. And thank you very much for the music. It's just, it makes everything more bearable in these strange, bizarre times. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you
so much for having us.
So yeah, if you liked it, let me know. No, Sarthak from Radio. That's my Instagram ID. More music coming your way right here on 94.3 Radio 1. All you need to do is not touch that.
94.3 Radio 1.